What's up YouTube, Silver Dragons here, and in this video I'm going to show off the new Double Dragon 1 ounce silver proof coin from the Perth Mint in Australia. Very cool. This coin got sent to me by LPM, so massive thank you to them for sending it to me for review, but I'm going to compare it to the BU version, the Brilliant Uncirculated version, and we'll talk a little bit about BU versus proof when it comes to modern bullion coins. So let's do it! Thank you so much for watching my video. I do sincerely appreciate it. Let's start off by unboxing this beauty here. Now, as I mentioned, this was sent to me by LPM for review, so thanks again to them. This is kind of actually hard to get into, but there you go. There's the back, I suppose. And okay, we got it open. So as most of you know, the proof versions of coins are sometimes lower mintage, possibly more collectible, usually cost more. We're going to talk about that. But let's show you this little pamphlet here talking about the piece. It's a certificate of authenticity, so you can pause and read that there if you like. But one cool thing is that these are numbered. So I got number 242. And let's show off the coin. Pretty nice case here that it comes in. That's sweet. Most BU coins don't come in a case. So if that's important to you, well, there you go. Let's open her up. There we go. The proof version. Super shiny. Super shiny. Super reflective. That's common in proof coins. And then there's that part of the case. So let's just move that stuff to the side. Now, real quick before I get into the comparison, if you wanted to pick one of these up at a discount, well, LPM is actually offering one right now. I'll put the information in the description down below. But basically, if you buy off their website between May 7th and May 10th, 2020, you can get, I believe, 10% off of these, as well as normally they have free shipping over $500, but they'll reduce that to $300 for free shipping. So if you wanted to pick these up, and you could also pick other things up as well, like they make all the Marvel series, so we've got Black Panther. I think there's 8 that have come out so far. They make the Dragon Restrikes. Obviously, they do the designing and stuff like that, but then these are actually produced by the mints. So sometimes New Zealand, or in this case, that Perth Mint in Australia. But really cool pieces here. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link down below. But let's compare the BU and the proof side by side. Talk about some of the similarities, some of the differences. So right off the bat, you notice they look different, but the design is actually, well, pretty much identical. So that's pretty sweet. The one on the left is the BU. Now it has the frosted finish with sort of the polished highlights, and then it's the opposite for the proof. So it's the frosted, I guess, dragons, and then the background is polished. So the mintage on these, the BU one has a 50,000 mintage, and these are, I'm not sure actually how much I paid for this. I think it was like 25 bucks or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I got this one a while ago. The proof one, which I believe has now been released, has a mintage of 25,000. Now, typically proof coins will have a lower mintage than their BU counterparts, sometimes extremely lower. So I've seen it where the BU coins will have a mintage of like, I don't know, say 100,000 or 1,000,000, and then the proof version will only have a mintage of maybe 1,000. So you really got to look at the mintage of the proof one to see if how much you're paying for it is worth it, I guess. Now, me personally, if I'm just looking at the coins side by side, I actually like the look of the BU ones better. I love the frosted look that Perth Mint does. Not all countries do this frosted look. Some of them have a more burnished look or something like that. But let's check out the obverse. Technically, this is the obverse because it's got the queen on it. So actually pretty similar, but there are some differences. But as far as the finish goes, a little bit different on those. So there you go. Now, I would say if you're trying to collect silver, then you could really collect either proof or BU. Now, usually the proof version of coins will be more expensive. Now, will they retain their value down the road? That just depends. There's a lot of factors, obviously. One thing that I do want to mention is that typically when the economy isn't doing so well, you see the price on collectibles go down. So that's something to think about. But if you just like buying them for the different designs and the variety and whatnot, obviously you could buy both. I'm super stoked to have both in my collection. I think they're very beautiful. The last thing I want to say on Proof versus BU is there actually are some older commemorative type US dollars where they made way more of the Proof versions than the Brilliant uncirculated versions, which is super interesting. So if you like collecting the old US commemorative dollars, they're 90% silver. You actually might end up paying more for the BU versions. BU, or Brilliant Uncirculated, technically means it's essentially a bullion coin, but made probably for collecting, I would say. Obviously uncirculated means it's not going to go out and be spent as currency at all. So usually these strikes cost less to produce. They don't have to polish the dies as much, so that's another reason why the BU ones are a little bit cheaper than the Proof ones. In fact, if you don't know what a die is, hang tight one sec. So I actually do have some dies that I made for my own poured silver. They're pretty much just big stamps, but dies are essentially the same thing, so it's the whole pattern in reverse. If they're doing a Proof one, they have to polish these a lot more, so it takes more work, more effort to actually make the Proof ones, which is partly why they charge a little bit more for those. But for me and my poured silver, I would just take this and I'd obviously clean this one up first, boom, stamp it on there, and then I'd have my design. So it's pretty much the same process for making coins, a little bit different, but you get the picture. So anyway, if you have any questions on BU versus Proof, definitely let me know in the comments section down below. I want to say massive thanks again to LPM for sending me this for review. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Don't forget to follow them on Instagram. I'll put a link to their Instagram down below as well. They do have a Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook at all, so I guess you could just search for LPM. And lastly, if you want the discount codes for the reduced free shipping and the percentage off on the collectible pieces, the information will be in the description. Basically, you have to sign up. They email you the discount code, I believe, and then you can plug it in at checkout. So anyway, I want to say massive thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Silver Dragons out.